Tinkertown is an upcoming 2D action sandbox game from veteran indie publishers Headup, who is taking a go at developing their own game. Inspired by retro 2D action RPGs like Secret of Mana and Legend of Zelda, players will be able to explore dungeons, battle monsters, build villages, and craft a variety of equipment to suit their playstyle. Tinkertown is scheduled to be on Steam Early Access for a couple of months. We had a chance to take a look at the first build released on Steam Early Access. In my testing, Tinkertown is in fact mostly feature complete. The biggest missing feature is the NPCs, which will go a long way in breathing life into the world. The main task ahead of Headup will be content, as it will have a major effect on game balance. Fans of the SNES and Game Boy action RPGs will be right at home with Tinkertown. There are plenty of enemies, and many have specific attack patterns that will need to be dodged. There are a decent variety of weapons with the intention of distinct fighting styles, but the balance isn't there right now. Combat overemphasizes maneuverability and foot speed to kite enemies. Swords and ranged weapons are the bread and butter of Tinkertown, as they provide a quick but big hit. Headup will need to rebalance the remaining equipment to provide more meaningful benefit to other playstyles. Heavy tanks are in the most desperate need of attention, as enemies get more mobile and deadly in later stages of the game. Rogues are in a slightly better position, as they can kite at a slow but more consistent pace versus sword and ranged users. There is only one dungeon at the time of publishing, and it has me excited for the future. The randomly generated overworld and handmade dungeon gives players the best of both worlds. Gameplay-wise, it is a well-designed dungeon with a lot of content to explore. There are a few different paths that will eventually lead to the final boss. The boss fight is nice and epic, but some special abilities that would require some dodging would be great. The dungeon is packed with valuable loot that makes the trip worthwhile. The only issue I have is a minor one, as it is a little weird to have an outdoor zone and a full-blown castle underground. The crafting mechanics are solid so far. Tinkertown does not stray from the formula laid out by its predecessors, Minecraft and Terraria. Players start out with punching trees until they can make basic tools and a crafting table. Then they slowly work their way up the tech tree. There are 4 tiers in the tree currently, which is enough for a couple hours of play. The building blocks are designed to create a standard 16-bit medieval village, ranging from rundown shacks to glamorous mansions. The user experience is a work in progress. The base experience works well enough. The biggest issue is the adjustable keybinds are missing. I am shocked that any game is released on Steam Early Access these days without keybinding options. On the other hand, most of the remaining issues are smaller quality of life problems that do not take away too much from the game experience. The menus are a little awkward when dealing with interactable objects. When moving away from an object with a menu, the screen stays open instead of automatically closing like most games. The game is also in desperate need of more informative tooltips for equipment. Each piece of equipment modifies character stats, but there is no way of knowing exactly how without crafting and equipping the item or checking the wiki. The graphical style is excellent so far. The style clearly takes inspiration from the likes of Secret of Mana, Legend of Zelda, and other action, adventure, and RPG titles from the SNES era. Yet the graphics still has enough of a personal style with its big heads and rounded natural elements. The audio experience is solid. Like the graphics, Tinkertown oozes with retro style. The sound effects are bang on. The soundtrack fits right in with your favorite JRPGs from the 16-bit era. True tracks were composed by Hiroki Kukuta, the mind behind Secret of Mana's soundtrack. They are great tracks that fit into the game's cheery mood well. My only concern right now is the soundtrack likely needs to be doubled in length at bare minimum, as each biome seems to have only one song that plays intermittently. Tinkertown is on its way to being a beautiful marriage between old-school 16-bit RPGs and modern sandbox gameplay. The core mechanics and the audiovisual presentation channel the retro inspiration well. The game is currently very short on content, so I am unsure if a couple of months is enough time for the developers to churn out a full release at this point. My biggest concern is the timeline seems too optimistic, considering combat also needs to be completely rebalanced. The roadmap hits most of the key weaknesses of the game though, so the future looks bright if Headup can stick to their roadmap. If you want to read this preview, be sure to check out the link in the description or in the video's card. If you have a suggestion on what game you want us to review or preview next, make sure to leave us a comment below. I hope to see you soon. This is Jamie from Capsule Computers signing off.